Hello everyone, my name is Emily Potter and I am the host of the Living the Dream Video Summit. I'm also a musician living solely within a gift economy model, and I am the director of the Million Kisses Foundation. I am putting together this summit so that I can ask 21 presenters one question. How are you living the dream? I want to ask musicians, yoga teachers, shamans, Reiki masters, people who have this foundation of spirituality. I want to ask them this question so that they can help us eliminate barriers so that you and I can live the dream. This is what I feel like we came to Earth to do, so I'm doing everything in my power to assist you and myself in doing so. So today I have the opportunity to introduce you to someone from Erin, Ontario, Canada. This is Margaret Brigham. Welcome, Margaret.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here, excited to talk to you and your audience.
We are thrilled. I'm excited to tell people about you because you have a sense of magic that comes through even just the little that I've known about you. You are a yoga teacher. Margaret is a transformational goddess and magic coach. She's also an author. She's an energy worker. And my favorite thing that you're going to love about her is that she is a certified fairyologist. I have never interviewed a fairyologist before. We're going to have so much fun today. I want to begin. You shared with me one of the dreams that you were able to live in your life when you actually opened and ran the first yoga studio in a very small town in Canada while being a single mother. I feel like that's a place where we can start. Tell us about that dream, the obstacles that you overcame. I feel like that's going to be really inspiring for our audience.
Sure. Well, it actually started with a fork in the road because I had a couple dreams. So one was open the yoga studio. The other was to write a book. And the third was to focus on something that I have been doing, which is really the foundation, and you're not going to believe how, but it was through teaching yoga for golf.
For
so
golf.
I didn't know, yeah, for golf, yeah, golfers. And that's what my book is basically golf goddess yoga that I created and put it in a book. But anyways, so it was open the yoga studio, and I had a great following, and but I was terrified, right? And I had someone who said they would invest with me, and then that all fell through. But I think the biggest thing was I was asking for signs. I'm like, really, universe? Give me a sign. And then I get one, and oh no, okay, I need another one. And then I start getting specific, like, show me something like really tangible. And it just kept coming. And then, of course, there's the flow of it that it would happen. But then when I started getting really stressed and trying to control, and see, this was the biggest teaching I embraced in yoga, is do an action and let go of the outcome. So I would see how stressed I'd get because I wanted, like, I was so attached at one point to one studio, like this is, or one place, right? Has to be it. This has to be it. And, I actually had a radio show, and I shared about the crazy journey of how I opened that yoga studio, because it was a dream. I like had a vision, and I went into Atlantis, and I was told that I was going to get this dolphin figure and put it in the south corner, and I was shown what this is going to look like. It's going to have like a triangle, right? And I'm going to see it in the newspaper, and I did. I saw this place for rent in the newspaper, and I was told to like decorate it like it's underwater with dolphins, and the sonar is going to go out and bring the right people. Okay, now if I would have told anybody that at that time, they would have, sent me to the loony bin. It was only many years later that I actually shared from a journal, right, writing about that process. But that was so humbling. I felt so loved when it all finally came together.
Now,
Yeah.
what was, this is going to be useful for the single mothers, the single fathers out there. Tell us that's a large energy that you are carrying for the community. You're opening this studio, and you are a single mother. Can you tell us, how did you overcome that obstacle of having, or at least seeming obstacle of being a mom and also having this dream? How did you make that work? Anything, any tips, anything that worked for you that we can give our audience?
It really comes down to trusting the signs and symbols. When you're in that synchronicity, which I call the magic, it pulls you so strong that I had to say yes, right? It was really that yes, and then let going of how that yes is going to unfold. So I had to, well, I ended up putting up a second mortgage on my house, which was huge. I was terrified to do that because I had it. So yeah, that was a big deal in itself, was to buy a house right after my divorce, and then to take out a second mortgage. But the faith and the trust and the signs, everyone else was saying yes.
And I have a belief that it's what we're teaching our children when they see it modeled, that their parents are following their dreams. The opposite is that we just don't, and we sometimes, and this isn't for everyone, but a lot of people might feel like they can't because of their children, and then they let it stay there. But when the signs are actually supporting you in taking out that mortgage, that may not be everyone's answer, but it was yours, and then you, yes, even through the fears, you are showing a model to your children that you are doing whatever it takes to follow the magic, and something about that will be supported, and showing that model to your children. So I commend you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So I also want to ask you, I got to see I saw a yoga video that you do on YouTube. So you have embraced technology to be able to give your gifts of yoga. Tell us about Magical Goddess yoga sessions. You specifically work with women. So you embrace allowing the goddess in the woman that you work with to actually unfold and evolve. So tell us more about that.
I'd love to. Thank you. I also want to just share that, being mid-50s here and embracing technology. So I have a word I kind of made up and I love to use. It's called automagically. So those videos on YouTube actually came from a Facebook Live. So I, had this dream to teach women around the world. So now 18 years later, I'm so excited. I just finished an 8-week program on Facebook in a private group doing Facebook Lives. And then automatically I get a recording, and then automatically I can put it on YouTube. It's like, wow, work smarter, not harder. And the bonding with the women, I wasn't sure about that, right? I wasn't sure if it would be the same as in a classroom, but it's actually, we have gone deeper. And then one of the women says it's like we are a friend coming over to play with her and get her up, right? Because we dance, and it's just so joyful. That's.
I wanted to just emphasize what you said. This is one of the questions from our audience, is to eliminate fears. You nailed it. You said, people who are in their 50s, I actually know a musician. She's in her 70s, and she just won't touch technology. She has the block. She just doesn't feel like she can do it. And what you're saying is embracing it, going through the fears, and that's what you did for yourself. And so that now you have this close-knit, this community online. Tell us about, actually, if you don't mind sharing a little bit of that, tell us about eliminating the fears around expanding yourself through technology. You're a yoga teacher online now, and and you could have made that a barrier, Marguerite. You could have made that a barrier. Oh, I'm in this small town, and this is all I can do is touch, and affect the lives that are near me. But because I can't go through that block, I want you to share a little bit of your process so that we can liken it to our own blocks and blasting through them. Anything you want to share about that?
You know what I think really helps is that you're speaking to a friend. So you're not thinking it's like everyone out there. Like right now, I'm speaking to you, even though I did send lots of love to you in the community before I started. But you know, it's you I'm speaking to, and that it helps you get over that shyness. So I'm always thinking it's just like one person. So then, if it's my best friend, I have nothing to lose because I have nothing to prove, right? I'm just playing, and we're just doing what I love, and yeah, it's
That
just
that works for me. That works. Bringing that concept, and I want to have people feel really encouraged to take that to wherever they are in their dream. Their dream may not to be a yoga, doing yoga online. Whatever there is, perhaps seeing that the world could be a little bit more friendly, imagining that you're talking to a friend. That's a very wise thing to share with us. So
thank you.
I want to then take us, actually, I want to make sure that people know this audience is invited to be part of those sessions with you. Is that correct?
Yes, it's one of the, well, two classes, just because I love to give and I love to give this. And so, yes, there's that's part of my gift, as well as an audio of getting over fear and living more from your heart.
Okay, so I like that because this summit is going to people internationally, and so anyone can be part of your online yoga sessions. That's fantastic. Any woman who wants to. Can you tell us? I'm pretty excited about this. You're the only fairyologist that I've interviewed. So I have so many questions about your experience. I definitely have fairy magic myself. I talk to fairies. They're all around my house and my my yard, and they come to me often. And I want to ask your feeling. What do you see as a general message that the fairies want us to know? Why do they connect to us? What do they want us to hear from them and learn?
Well, to help, well, one, to believe in them, to believe that they are nature spirits that work with the earth, right? There's the water and the air and the fire and, hang on a minute, the four directions, oh my! Earth, wind, fire. Yeah, anyways, they would be considered angels, earth angels. There's a beautiful quote in the Talmud that said, there's an angel over every blade of grass saying, grow, grow. So they're the keepers, right? They want us to help. If we're believing in them, then they have more, I don't even want to say power, but they're more empowered to heal the earth. So we're helping them heal the earth as well by just even following their guidance. Like think about Finhorn and how that one woman communicated. I can't remember her name, and the fruits and vegetables grew so huge, and it was like almost barren land. But as she followed their guidance of how to plant and when to plant and how much the plants needed watering, the fairies were the voices of the plants.
So tell me, one of the things when I do sessions with people feel fear when they think about the unknown or unseen world, connecting with that. We really want to trust just what our eyes can show us. So anything else feels scary because it's unknown. What would you say to someone in the audience right now who is curious about connecting with fairies or the unseen world, but feels fear to do so?
That's a good question. Yeah. And again, it's just that willingness, right? Just to say yes and to try it out. So it doesn't necessarily even have to be you're in your garden. It could just be, okay, give me a sign that it's safe. And I want to see, a fairy on a truck or something ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, but definitely asking first that you're not actually seeing a fairy. I mean, with our phones right now, I have so many fairy pictures. That's why, yeah, like you wouldn't believe how many fairy pictures I've been getting. So it's a feeling of love, right? If you're out in nature and you want to connect that way. When you will feel the warmth across your heart, right?
Just starting by saying, yes, this is what I want. This is what I want, and to have an openness and a willingness.
Yeah, and show me in a safe way. It's not going to scare the bejeebers out of me.
Yeah, you can make the rules. You can make the rules
Yeah.
of how it looks.
Yeah.
They present themselves to you. That's perfect.
Yeah, I want to hear a song about magic, right? And then the next day you hear it, or even in your dream, right? Yeah.
Now, how, when you first started to connect to the unseen worlds of fairies and other creatures, how did you know that you weren't crazy?
Another good question.
Well, I go right to it.
Well,
I have my own experience.
I was certified by Doreen Virtue, and I've been following her a lot. And I guess maybe, you know, having a mentor, having someone that's already been walking through it helped me.
Okay. So what's great about that is that people actually can contact you to guide them through in connecting with fairies. You have fairy goddess or fairy readings, card readings.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that, and how if someone listening right now said, okay, that's it, I'm ready to connect with fairies, I'm tired of having other people in my life have fairy experiences, I want them myself, I want them, when I go in my garden, they contact you, and what do they do? What does it look like?
It's more of what it feels like. It's so joyful. It is, you're back in your childlike sense of wonder and awe. That's really what they bring. And so I tune in to, of course, I ask permission. So I tune into the person, our heart, and then they just come through, and it's amazing. People are always, yeah, really amazed and have fun. Yeah, it's really playful.
And actually, that's one of the fun things that I hear them say the most is they do want us to remember fun. That's why so many little children really believe in fairies, and they know how to have that playful, wistful nature. And I sense that's something that comes out through with you a lot. You have that nature of just play and fun, and
Yeah, it's
sounds
my philosophy. Yeah, pleasure and play. It's our superpower, I always say. Pleasure and play.
there's a lot of reasons that people can contact you if they're ready to open to something magical. So they can be in touch with you because of the yoga, the yoga classes online, but also fairy readings. What about your book? Anything you want to share about your book, Golf Goddess? Tell us about that for a moment.
How to become a golf goddess. Well, you know what? This is actually where I kind of jumped off into the magic as well, because it was coming through. The main message is golf, yes, because I was a bartender for many years, 18 years. I was tired of people's problems. I thought, I'm going to go where they're having fun. There's my motto, right? Oh, you know, golf courses, people are having fun. Nah, they're just as stressed out. And I'm a Taurus. I'm a nature child. I love nature. And you're out there for 4 hours. And at the same time, I was taking my yoga teacher training. And because I was working there, I was playing, and I saw how my own game improved, because it is like the game of life. So, you know, one shot at a time, one moment at a time, one breath at a time. Anyways, so because I'm out there in nature for 4 hours, it's like you get messages, you get intuition. And it seemed that, like, one, women don't have time, right? And two, a lot of them will just go for a walk for 4 hours. So it's making you be out in nature. And the magic of just was coming through. So I was teaching it just to women golfers. And I'm like, no, I gotta open it up to everybody. So it's really my path. It's bhakti yoga. So that's the devotion of the goddess, right? It's Raja yoga, the meditation, the mind control and focus, discipline, and then the hatha yoga.
How amazing. I'm seeing a theme through everything you have. It's obviously magic. Your theme is magic, and I'm gonna take a example from an audience member who is skeptical and cynical. Are you ready for that for a moment?
Oh yes, please.
Ah, someone's coming to you and they're rolling their eyes at both you and me, okay? Because they know reality, Marguerite. They know reality. They know
left brain.
Right. And we honor that. There's nothing wrong with that. But because
Nope.
I certainly
we need all variations.
Yeah. So someone's listening to you and your magical ways, and you're just, being a golf goddess, and you're talking to fairies, and you're, doing yoga online, and they look at me as well, and they see something that's intriguing, but they're still cynical. And I always tell people that your cynicism serves you. Don't try to get rid of it, but perhaps just ask another question right after the cynicism. So like, let both be there. So I want to ask you, someone who comes to you and sees your fairy-like ways, who's cynical, and your connection to the magic. I'm going to actually make this a little bit longer. Just hold on with me. Magic is what you're saying is it's a sticker on the side of a truck. That's an example you gave. If you see a fairy sticker on the side of a truck. But that's not magic to some people, because that's just reality. There just happens to be someone who put a sticker of a fairy on a truck. So you're not connecting. That's not magic. That's a real sticker, physical sticker. Can you take a cynical, jaded person who doesn't actually believe in magic and connect us to that, where the magic is? Where is the magic in reality? And you can actually answer that question however you want, because that could take you so many places.
Yeah. Well, I found it in my heart. My heart was opened up by doing actually a cosmic yoga breathing. It just opened my heart. And, so that even connecting by saying, up in your head, to bring it down your heart. And so two things, back to the truck. That would be, because it's the synchronicities when you start to see, because we all have our magic. You can say a safer word is manifestation, but it is within us. It's actually been atrophied, but it's there. So then this is when I used to ask the universe, goddess, God, whatever word. I'd say, okay, that's a coincidence. That's not moving me, right? I need another sign. I'd ask 3-4 times, and until it got loud, like, it's part of trusting your intuition, I think, as well. And that's the building blocks of asking, and then your intuition shows up, and then, yeah, that's a whole other story.
I got chills. I want to emphasize something that you said that was so simple, and we hear all the time, but I want to emphasize it again. You just opened your heart. You opened your heart. I heard you say that. And so you're considering that there is magic in the synchronicities, or that's weird. I've seen it now 3 times. Okay, maybe there's something here. Well, coincidence. Perhaps it's a coincidental sign towards magic, and allowing someone to have that experience of magic. And then I'm thinking, if I am that cynical person listening to you right now, what's the benefit? What's the benefit of believing in magic? I already know the answer for myself, but what would you say? Why wouldn't we just want to stay cynical? Why wouldn't we just want to stay in that place of safety? Why open ourselves up to the unseen and the invisible world? What's the benefit of that?
That's a loaded question.
Be careful, audience. Be careful.
Yeah, I was going to say, how long do we have? I think, let me see if I can remember this quote. And it was John Lennon. And the teacher asked him what he wanted to be in life, and he said, happy. And the teacher said, I don't think you understood the question. And he said, I don't think you understand. I don't know how he worded it. But our deepest desires is all to be happy. Right? And so coming back to that wonder, that higher vibration is where the flow is where the ease is. So you don't have to call it magic, but it is I believe the only way to raise or to live in peace is by raising our consciousness. And so we know all this from, law of attraction and everything else. We are living in a feeling universe. So why be in contraction? Why not be in expansion and see and feel the joy? I'm in the joy business.
Well, what I love about that, we're bringing it right back to living the dream, Marguerite. You are actually assisting our audience in living their dream, because otherwise the option is to stay in the boxes of reality, and that safety. And so someone like you, I see it as very useful, because if anyone is interested in breaking out of those boxes of the security of what life can offer us to live the dream, I personally believe magic and the world, the universe, all creatures seen and unseen want to support that dream. Would you agree with that?
Oh, they do. They want to be in relationship with us. They love us. So just paying attention to that, again, it's like, try it with a hummingbird. Just from your heart, say, I want to see one. And maybe it won't show up live right away, but it's a practice. You keep practicing it, and yeah. And then celebrate, right?
And celebrate, yeah. And I keep bringing it back to living the dream, because we can go so many places. That space of celebration, what you just said was perfect. The space of celebration is then the vibration that you're staying in and consistently staying in. So that the dream can actually live and have a foundation of joy as you go forward. That's so valuable, so valuable. How can people find you? Tell me, you actually have a fantastic new place that people can just send their email if they want to be on your email list. What is that website?
Yep, that's awakenmagic.com.
Excellent.
Yeah, do I need to spell it? awakenmagic.com. So right there, it's where the gift is. So 2 magical goddess yoga classes that are private, right? You can't get that if you go on my YouTube channel. These are private. And a meditation on, as I said, releasing fear and coming into love and your courage and your power, and to live on this beautiful planet in joy, in your purpose. We're each given a gift and a talent, and it is our duty to share those gifts and talents, and that's a dream. that's your dream.
People from this summit can get those free gifts just by being on your email list. You're going to give them things that otherwise people on just the public would not get. It's the meditation.
No.
And what was the second one again? Say that again.
Oh, they can get the meditations, but the 2 videos of the goddess yoga are private. Yeah. So yeah, anyone else is paying for them. One is on love, because it was actually Mother Mary, a visitation from Mother Mary. That was my first yes. So I talk about that story of how I started the goddess yoga, because I didn't know anything about goddesses, and I thought I got to teach what I most need to learn. So to learn about the goddess, I have to teach it before I can even love it, right? And then the other one is on Shakti, because in Hindu, the goddesses and gods never left, right? The goddesses have always been there. So it's the goddess Shakti, which we can see if you know the chakras and the Kundalini. That's the goddess energy within all of us, right? So you can say, yeah, I am a goddess because I have that Shakti energy within. Anyways, that's on Raising Ecstasy.
Fantastic. I want to specifically thank you, Margaret, for creating your life to be consistently a foundation of magic. It's a gift that you are giving our world. It balances out our logical left brains. We deserve to have people like you in our lives. So I encourage people, to sign up for you, to at least explore the option of having online yoga classes, having a fairy reading with you, getting those meditations, the free gifts. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate being able to interview you today.
Oh, thank you. It has been such a pleasure. And I thank your audience for wanting to live their dream or living their dream, and they might be just in a slump and they just need another boost to get back up.
And
so
the other benefit is very, very clear. The benefit of accepting and allowing magic is just look at you and look at me. There's a sparkle, and especially people who are wanting more sparkle in their lives, I very much encourage you to have Margaret in your life. So thank you so much
thank
for joining
you.
Margaret Brigham.
And thank you for saying that, because that's what I love to say. Sparkle on.
I love it. Well, I am so grateful to have you. I want to just close with the audience and say thank you so much for joining me today. And I wanted to just share with you that everything that I'm doing with this summit and every other aspect of who I am is all within a gift economy model, which means that my gifts are always free. I'm doing this so that I can eliminate the barrier of money in my own life so that I can actually live the dream without money being a reason why I don't. And I'm taking it on as an experiment to see what happens if I do so, that I can actually trust that the universe takes care of me as I live my dream. So what I know is that if people are listening to this and you know that you get to support me financially or otherwise, then I accept your gift and gratefully receive. So thank you so much. My link is below as well. Wonderful. How wonderful to meet you. I look forward to having people sign up for you, Margaret. And Margarit, I always want to say you Margaret. Margaret Brigham is your name. It's a beautiful
Magical Margarita.
Magical Margarita, also known as Magical Margarita. Have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Bye.